Hello, we're looking at how to web scrape a site called food.com. Okay, so the final section, let's try and work out the infinite scroll, and we've already established that we can handle that using the API and just increment the page number each time. The only issue, as I just alluded to, was how do we know when we've gone up through all the pages and we've got to the last page? No, there's normally something such as has next or next page. So I've just done a view source here and I'm going to do Control F, search for next, and luckily in the entire page we've got, you can see down here, one of one match, and you can see here, in fact this was here all the time. So what I'm thinking is when we get to the last page, this will probably be none. Either this won't be here at all, or next. And in fact, I don't think we'd have a next and then a href, or then an empty space after it. So yeah, we need to write something like if link rel next equals none, then that's the end of the spider. So if you remember, with our next code, we normally just use something like next page or next underscore page equals response.xpath, and then the hyperlink to the next page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load, I'm going to fetch, no, I didn't want to do that. I'm going to fetch the second page, and yeah, or the third page, doesn't matter. Let's just try this in, we need to change our stored response in Scrapy shell because our current response is from the actual detail recipe page, so we want to go back up to the top level, and we need to get this so that we can look at the, or we can see the response, and then we can start creating a selector. So response.xpath, and we need to try and find if there, no, we need to try and find that link, the next link. So here we go. Okay, so I've had to have a bit of a think about this, and what I've done is identified in the source where it says link, show you, link rel equals next. Now I clicked view source, I did Control F to find next. So link rel, if there's an unvisited link, we want to check if next is there, because if next exists, we want to go there and follow the href. If it doesn't exist, that means we're on the last page. So let's just test that, and that gives me a 1. It's found 1. If I changed it to, I don't know, next, it gives me a 0. So really what we want to be doing is saying if response.xpath link at rel equals next, and then we want to do a response.follow. Good. So let's copy that, not that one, the good one, and we want to go back up to our pass function. And if equals 1, then next page equals response.follow, and we need to use we don't want to use a start URL. In fact, what we could do is we could just call a new variable, we'll call it list URL equals go, and then we can actually exchange that. Some quotes there. That's a very bad habit with Atom. It actually puts in, it finishes the quotes when you don't necessarily want it to. So we want list URL as our next page. URL equals list underscore URL, and we then need to increment the page number. We don't need to do any of this. I'm talking rubbish. Beg your pardon. I'm getting hungry. We just want to visit the link. Or do we? Scrap that. Back to plan A. List underscore URL. Plus PN plus 1. Now, is that is that's an integer. So we're adding an integer to an integer. We want a string of that. This is not pretty. We might need to tidy this up in a minute. So URL is the base URL plus the new page number. Self.headers equals headers, callback equals pass, self.pass. Right, save that. Do I want to test this? Not with that in the way. Okay, let's go for it. Need 2 equals there. Need to just have a look at that. Apologies. It's getting near my lunchtime. I'm starting to flag a bit, I'm afraid. I've just remembered I don't really need headers in there either, so let's just save that, and then we can. Why is that not working? Okay, something happened there, but I'm not sure if it. Why did that stop on? Right, that's stopped on 9. So the next page, infinite scroll, hasn't worked. Why is that? This is a little bit messy. I think I need to just fix this. So we really want to sort this out. I'm just going to sort out this variable, or the list URL variable. So I'm going to print it, and I think I need to use self here. So I can see we've had an error. PN is not defined. Probably need to use self.pn as well. Or actually just define it. Wasn't PN at all, is it? It's page. So if we do page +1, that should add 1 + 1 is 2, the string of 2. It should put it in the URL. It should take us to page 2. It's not looking great either. What's going on here? Page is not defined. Self.page. Okay, that's looking better. Line 38, you can see we now have the correct URL to go to. Have I actually used it though? I haven't. So that's printed it. So now we'll just set that to a variable and we will call that next underscore page equals, and here we go. This is much better. And if you're ready, I think there's a good chance this will now work. So we're going to do quite a large, potentially a very large bit of web scraping here. Let's go. And I have to press the right buttons to start with. That helps. Okay. Page number 1. So it's still finished after 8 results. It's not gone on to get the next 8 pages. Just going to put print in here and see if it actually reaches this bit. It should equal 1, so get second page. Try again. Now I don't think this is evaluating to true, so we need to check that. I just need to confirm that that is the case. No, so that's not evaluating to true. But from Scrapy, we we need quotes around it. So do you see that? What happened there is that returns a 1 in quotes. I was in my code, I'm just using equals to 1, so it's giving me false. If I put quotes around it, it gives me true. So let's put quotes around it, and we might actually be close to a working spider. So just saw get second page. Well, get second page run saw it flash up. "16 items. I just want to do a find on 403. I don't want to. No, that's good. Just have a look in here. So this is progress. We've now scraped the second page. We've now got a recipe for mashing bananas on blueberries. As you can see, this goes way off the edge of the page, but when it's in when we open it in fact, let's do that now. If we open it in Excel, we will be able to shrink that column and get a bit more sense out of it. So, documents, projects, food, bin, food.com, food results.csv, and if we open that, once LibreOffice decides to load, here we go. So we've got ingredients, and I think it's put ingredients in the second column. So we've actually got recipe in the first. There we go. I've just realised what I thought there was something missing. We need to collect the name. We need to collect the name of the recipe. So, two things left to fix. We need to go beyond the second page, because here we've gone to page 1, page 2, but for some reason we've failed to get to page 3. We need to fix that, and then we just need to get the name of the recipe. So let's do that in a second. And already I've just spotted why we're only getting the second page, because page equals 1. So the first page, it goes off and gets a start URL using this plus page 1. Once it's gone through once, it then returns and it will do the next page, and the next page is equal to the page self.page plus 1. Self.page equals 1. So it will go to 2, and then next page equals 2. So what we need to do is, after this, we need to yield. We need to set self.page to be the current result of self.page plus 1. Okay, I think what I'm going to do here is in page. Let's get up here. We need to create variable store NXP equals quotes, and then we will use NXP self.nxp to store the page, the current page. So self.nxp equals next page. And then it will set that to that'll become 2. Let's change that. Right, let's test it. Okay, so NXP, we need to change that to string. No, we don't. We need to change this to a I think it's a 1. It might be a 0. Let's run it. Wow. I'm going to stop that. That's definitely working. Wow. We're in business. That is iterating, infinite scrolling. I don't. Control C's not doing very much here. Scrapy's busy. Wow. So, we are now scraping all of the healthy recipes and we are extracting the ingredients and the recipes. And we are building quite a substantial CSV as I'm speaking. Okay, food. Wow. How many did we get just then? 472 recipes. So there we have it. I had to escape that, and that's amazing. Brilliant. I hope you've liked this. I think I'm just going to pause it there, and I'm going to come back, and then I'm just going to add the actual recipe names in a third column, and then I'll do a little summary. So get yourself a cup of tea, and then we'll be back just for a last little roundup.